Hello everyone, Vass here. I am doing the next episode of Six Flags Over Norrath. And in the last episode we were working on the Aqueducts log flume. And I have got it just about done. I have got all the ramps in place, and I will be working on the station for it today and doing some little cleanups just to touch it up a bit and a little bit of theming for it. So let's get started. Okay, I am going to use the Kinos Lion's Mane counters for my station. I'm just gonna get these about the same. There we go. And the pivot on this is a little weird. It's this bottom corner. That's why I have it up at an angle like I do. I don't know why I'm messing around with trying to get this perfectly lined up when I can use the layout editor to nudge it to where I want it. And in fact, that's not where I wanted it anyway, because this needs to be down in the ground. Okay, use the layout editor to tweak it a bit. Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer. It'd be nice if I could get rid of that little bit of a pink stripe, but I don't think I can. Probably as good as I'm going to get it there. Okay, I've got a couple more to do here. And at the end of the video, I will have to leave the house and come back in to make sure that nothing disappears, because the center point is going to be below the ground. Rotate one of those 90. Just going to move that center point over here so I can actually get in a little closer to see what I'm doing. There we go. So we've got that part in. Do the same thing, rotate that one around. Because the center point is going to be centered with my view, so if I have it the other way around and I try to move it over to place something, it goes off my screen, so I can't place it, and I can't see good to place it either. I'm just using the Control and Alt button to get these down in smaller increments. There we go. So there's my little queue line. And I need to add another support for the station. So copy that smaller one. Actually, yep, it was a smaller one. And we'll move it, let's try 5 to the east. Let's see how this works. Not far enough. We'll try 3 more. A little bit too far. Okay, that's better. Now it looks like it's supported a little better. Okay, now I've got these other pillars that I'm going to flip around. Get that into place. And I just need to make sure that it is correct. It isn't. So we'll do 180, that way it's upside down completely. There we go. Okay, do one there. And now let's copy that. Might as well copy it to all of these because I will be using all of these. Now I'm going to turn my in-game volume down a little bit. Let's see, music volume. There we go. Because that was a bit loud. I love the sound of the music, but it was a bit loud. Okay, let's try 5 to north. Okay, that one's close to where I need another section. So let's do one more to the north. Hmm, 0.5. Okay, so 2 of these. I'm going to do 1.5 to the west. And that's not far enough, so let's do another 1.5 to the west. It's a little too far. Let's try 0.5 to the east. Too close. point 2 to the west. Okay, that's better. And this distance here is good, and there's good. This is a little too close, so I'm going to move all 4 of those back a little bit. So let's try point 2 south. Too far. Okay, point 1 north. And that is pretty good. Okay, so I should have 2 on this one, and I do. And I should have 2 on this one, and I do. So I need to do one of these. Let's try one more to the north. Actually, hold up. I did that wrong. Well, I know 1's not going to be far enough. It would need to be probably 3. So those 2 I need to move to 3. So that would be these 2. We'll move 3 to the north. A little too far. I'll start doing point 2s. Almost. Let's do point 1. Okay, so now I've got 1 post there, 1 post at this corner. Now I'm going to move the other post that way. And I'm going to move this one to the west as well. So this one and this one, we will start out doing 4 to the west. Okay, and that went about halfway, so I'll do another 4. So is that one and that one. Okay, and I got myself stuck. And I do think it's pretty good. I want the edge of it to be about a little bit off the edge here. So I think that'll be good. And then this other one I need to move. Let's try this one 2 to the west. Oop, wrong one. And actually, since I know that one's there, I can copy that one's east-west and paste it to the other one. So they'll be in the exact spot, east and west. Of course, their north and south is different, but their east and west is not. Okay, so now is the issue. Doing this part, which I'm going to grab one of my pennants Let's see if I can do this. I can't even tell if it's angled right. Nope, it is not. It can be very hard to work with ceiling items, ceiling mounted items. Especially since I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, now that I've got it kinda placed, now I can use the layout editor to tweak it. So I'm going to move those to the east a little bit. So make it smaller since I can't move it. And let's see, that is 0.58. Let's change it to 0.6. And we'll move it 0.2 to the east. Okay, 0.6 isn't quite enough, but to the east I think is fine. So let's do 0.2 down, and we will change this to 0.8. Point 0.8 is too big. So 0.7. Still too big. 0.65. That looks pretty close. If I raise it up, it will touch. And same thing, it could go a little bit to the north. Let's do 0.02 to the north and up a couple of times. Let's do it up some more. Okay, it looks like it is stretched across now. Cool. And there is our first part of the queue line. And the bad thing is I am going to need at least one more pillar. So for that part, I will have to do that one off screen, I think. If I did another pennant behind this, I would need another one as well. Let's see, what is pitch like on this? It rolls it. Okay. What does roll do? Okay, roll would be what I'd want to use if I was going to go from this post and have a post up here. Then I could do a roll to have it come up this way. But that's if I want to do that. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. But I do need one here and one here. So I've got that one in place. So let's make a save of that. And I've got these two over here. So let's get a difference between those. Okay, and this one is the largest, so it gets copied to that one. I need to rotate it 90 degrees. And it will have to come to the west, of course, and to this north a little bit. So let's try 2 to the north and then 4 to the west. Okay, it looks like that distance is going to be bigger, which is fine. Let's do 2 more to the west. Maybe I can do this one first, since I'm closest to it. Let's do 0.2 south a couple of times. No too far. Still a little too far. Okay, that's better. There we go. So that one is there. And I believe the center point is the center of this. Yeah, kinda. Escape. So let's move it 1 to the west. And then we'll start shrinking it down. 1 to the west, once we get it centered between the two. And that was a little bit too much. So, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the east. Yeah, it's really close. Let's do 0.05 west. Okay, let's shrink it down now to 0.6, see how that works. Not quite. And 0.55. A little too far away on both ends actually, but it still could go to the west a little bit more. So let's do 0.02 to the west. A little bit more. 0.01 to the west. Okay, and we know 0.55 is a little small, so 0.57. 0.6 was big, and 0.7 actually looks like it works. It's a little too far in though. 0.56. If it doesn't meet, we can do 0.565. It meets there, and it meets there, so we're good. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this one. That one. And that one. So let's see, 5, 6. We're going to copy to this one. And we know it needs to be bigger, so let's do 0.58. It's probably bigger than that, but we'll see. We'll do 2 to the north and east. Okay, to the east was too much. Let's do 1 to the north and west. So it's still going north, but going to go to the west a little bit. And that is too far north. 0.05 south. I did save it, didn't I? Okay, let's try that again. 0.5 south. Oh, it's 0.05. 0.5 south. Which is too far. 0.2 north, and let's go ahead and make this bigger. 0.65. Okay, as far as north, it could still go a little bit north. And it is still too small and needs to go to the east some more. So let's do 0.7 and apply, and we will do let's do 0.5 to the east and 0.02 to the north. And it's better. Of course, this is the longest one. And actually, it's draping across the path and ground. So what I might do... I might put another pillar in here and then flag off this side. Yep, that's what I might do. Because it's getting too big and starting to go into the path and the ground. So let's change that back to 0.65. And move it 0.5 to the east. Not quite far enough. Point 2 to the east. Go figure, it's too far. Almost, there's a little bit of a gap. 0.02 east. Let's do that again 2 times. There we go. So that's there. And I can move this one to line up. So let's try 2 to the east. Too far. Okay, 0.2 to the west. A couple more times. Okay, that was a little too much. Going back to the east, 0.2 might be too far. It is, but let's do 0.1 to the west. And that's a little too far, so now we can do our zeros. 0.02 to the east. How much does that move? Not much, but a couple more times. Let's do one more. Okay. That way I have some extra room to get in there. Okay, so this one actually needs to come out to the edge more. So I can put another one here. And what size was this one at? It was 0.5. So let's do this one is at 0.56 already. So let's do 0.58. Okay, so now I can start shifting it that way. So let's do this and this. I'll do 0.2 to the west. Which is a little too far on the pennant. So let's do 0.05 east. One more time. Is that going to be big enough? It's not going to be big enough. So let's do 0.59. And I know I'm going to have to do to the west a little bit. It's a little bit too far, I think. Okay. And then this one we can do 0.2 a couple of times. Okay, it still needs to come a little bit more. 0.1 to the west. Okay, which also means that's too small. So let's change it to 0.61. Now is this going to get too big? No, it's fine. Now it just needs to move over. I'll do 0.1 to the west. How far does that move? Let's do 0.01 now. Did it a couple of times. Is it attached? It is not quite attached. So let's do it a couple more times over and make it a little bigger. 0.62. Okay, it is now attached there. And it is attached there. It's a little too far over this way. There we go. That's better. So now we've got that in. I need to do another pillar here. And another pillar either up at the top or behind. Actually, I might just let's see, where are you? There you are. Okay, how big was this one? And that one is a little too big. Okay, if I do that, I can put this behind here and raise it up. No, I don't want that over that. There we go. That'll box that off. So I think we're good there. Because making one of the pennants, let's see, I should have some some more in here. Making them really small, they still will not be small enough. It's hard to tell. But they won't be small enough to go, it'll make it really big. So I'm not going to worry about that. I would just leave it like this. And same thing, it won't fit here. Because that is the smallest. Oop, I just screwed up. Let's put this back as best as we can. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, so the other option, I could move this platform in front of this one, make that one longer, and shift everything this way, but that would also make this one shorter. Can this one, yeah, this one can get shorter. Yeah, I think it's okay for now. And I've changed my mind about having that there. I'd still rather have this going behind it than that in front. But I do, the more I think about it, I want this in front. Yep, that must be Ceyarrecks logging in. Every tune on every account. Yep. That should be 4 of them. Oh, I'm gonna get into the issue where this is gonna be too big and drape the ground. Grrr. Maybe I should just shorten this. I need the item count anyway. Get rid of that for now. Let's see, let me make this one bigger so I can get the small and the large. And move it over 1.5, I don't remember, to the west. Nope, it wasn't enough. So another 0.5 to the west. Nope. Let's try that again. And still needs more. Oops, wrong direction. Too far. Okay, we've got that there now. And let's make that one bigger so we can copy this one. this one. And move that one 6 to the south. Let's try that. Close, but not quite. Let's see, one more to the south. Too far. So a couple of point ones to the north. Let's try 2. One more. Okay, now let's shrink this one down and see if we can fit that over there. Is this one at its smallest? It's not, but it looks like it would fit. Okay. So let's take this one, rotate it 90 degrees. And we need to move it still doesn't look like it's smaller. But it is. We'll move it to the west and a little to the south. Let's try 3 to the west and 1 to the south. Oh, not west. So 6 to the east. Okay, it is close, but not quite. And it's gonna be a little big at its smallest. Let's do 1 to the east. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Just needs moved in. But this one is gonna have to overlap the path some. And actually, let's move this to the east a little bit more. Get it centered on this other one. Okay, Shaw is signing out because I'm probably guessing he knows I'm doing a video and we're not going to be doing adventuring right now, so he might sign back in later on. Hope so. Okay, so I need to move this one to the south and then move the whole thing to the north. And then I will make this one a little bigger. This one needs to go to the south a little bit if I'm going to be able to come around the back of it. So let's move you. 0.3 to the south. Let's try 0.2. Thought 0.5 was going to be too much, but it wasn't. And 0.5 was. Okay, so we'll go 0.1 north. Too far. 0.04 south. There we go. Okay, so now I need to move all of you guys. Oop, grabbing that gear again. Gotta be very careful when you have moving parts in a house and you're in first person, because you grab the moving parts no matter where they are in the house. They could be 2 floors below you and you'll still grab them. Let's try 0.5 north. A little too far. 0.2 south. Okay, better. So that means this post needs to go 0.3 to the north. Okay, and then we'll do 0.3 to the north on this one. Or south on this one. Should be about the same distance on both ends. So now I'll make this bigger, this pennant bigger. Yeah, doing it by hand is not gonna work. Oh, got it. There we go. So then I can do the other pennant behind here and do one more column. Do I have one more column? I do. So I'll do that one and this one. Copy the smaller one. And move this one over 6 to the west. Okay, let me try something. I'm going to use this one and this one. I'm going to copy that information to the pennant, and that will center the pennant around the center point of that one and put it at its smallest. Oh, I rolled it, that's right. So let's zero that out. There we go. And that will put that in line with the center of this. So let's move the pennant 3 to the west. See if that works. Almost. And I'm going to have to move that one a little bit more. So let's do 0.5 to the west. A little bit too far. 0.02 to the east. Okay, so it is higher up than the others, but I can copy that in a moment. Before I do that though, let's move this pillar in place. Let's do 1 to the west. And 0.1 to the west. And 0.04. Get smaller and smaller each time. Okay, maybe one more. Doesn't have to be so picky back here. Nobody's going to see it back here. Okay, so let's do this. I am going to make this one bigger, just so I can load it and get the height, the up down. So copy that. Didn't do any changes. Save it to put it back. Okay, new save. Do the same thing over here, but paste my up down from the other one. There we go. Now they're at the same height. Okay, so that's a simpler cue, but I think it will work. And my path leading out of Kinos into Gorowyn will come out and angle around and then come in front of here. Okay, so that part's done. If I wanted to, I could always run pennants up the side as a railing, but I might have, if I do railings, I will probably do something else for the railings. I don't have to. I could use the pennants and the columns. It's just that's 3 items just for that row of railing. But then again, if I did other railings, it might be 3 items as well, just to go up this ramp, and then 3 more to go across here, and then I'd have to do 1 here, so that'd be 6. If I did pennant, I wouldn't be able to do this piece right here. We will see. We will see. Okay, so these are actually going to be my log flume. And we start out here, so might as well put one here just so people can get in here. We have to raise that up. And roll it. And it's a little too far over. Oops, wrong thing. Okay, so people can get in and sit in there, and there's enough room. There's a handlebar here and here, so 2 people can sit in there. Makes it very naturey, like the Kenos Aqueducts out in Tonica. You've got the trees, got the aqueducts leading to Kenos. There we go. So let's raise these. And this one. Not that. This one. Just so I can get the scale. Okay, it's 0.7. Might as well just copy them here and move them where I need them. Okay, let's grab one. Okay, so I'm going to have to put in some rapids here. And then maybe a little bit of rapids here. Whoops. And a splash here. And it goes up the lift. And it comes around. Some more rapids here. And then big splash down here. So I definitely want one of these here. Okay, so I've got that there. And I will use my water splashes. And I'm going to have to put a tile over there. And just put that there for now, so I don't forget about my other raft. Not the divider. So that boat is sitting in the water, isn't it? Yes. And there we go, grabbing that gear again. Okay, now it's actually mostly floating on the water. Okay. And I want to have, let's see, we need to have a little bit of spacing. Do I want, okay, that one's there. We've got, this has rapids. That has rapids down there. This has a splash, and then it goes up and around to the big drop, and then up here. Should I do one up at the very top? Because that's a little close to that one. And that one's down there, so maybe I should do it down here. Maybe in here and do some of the splashing in here too. Okay, So let's see if I can grab you guys and fly float over here. Make you a little bigger. Let's try to get you closer. To the front of the boat. Okay. Because then I am going to roll you that way. That's a lot of splash. Okay, so now let's save there, make you a little smaller just so I can get a difference and bring you down. Okay, not quite far enough, and you're too far from the boat. So let's go to the east and down. Needs to go over a little bit because I do want it kind of centered. I don't want to use a whole bunch. I won't have the item count. Okay, let's go down. One, two, three. Okay, that's a little bit too crazy upward with the splash. We want it to splash outward. And actually, let's move it back on the boat some. So let's do 0.5 back on the boat. So that's to the east. Okay. That looks cool. Okay, so let's see, I want another splash down here, but a smaller one, not so bad. Bring you in here. Actually, I won't even need you anymore. I shouldn't, because it should be able to go up under that ride. And the more I come in and saw it sticking off the side there, and she thought that was good to have little drips coming out. So I might just do that as well. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, so you are gonna go splashing that way. am I going to be able to grab it? That's the question. Okay, so let's start like that. I'll make it bigger just so I can get a difference. We'll bring you down, let's say 3. Oh, 3 was way too far. Okay, I can grab you good. Oh, I'm grabbing that gear again. Okay. It is spraying out towards the bottom more. Okay, that's there. Now let's move it back towards the boat. Okay, let's do 1 to the west. Okay, let's do 1 more. There we go. So now we got our splashes there. Let me double check. Okay. I might just leave that one there, just for a leak. I've got that splash there and that splash over there. Now I just need to do my rapids, which I don't have the items on me for the rapids, and decide what I'm going to do to finish off this station and fill in those little gaps here with the triangles. And there was one more thing I wanted to do. Did I put them down? I did not put them down. Okay. Okay. Actually, I might not use those. I might, well, those are Kinos. Let me take away 2 of these. I will use 2 of them, and then I will use 1 other item that I have to craft. But in the meantime, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now some of these are already scaled bigger, but they should be lower to the ground. So like the -1s are on the ground. These negatives are going to be on the ground. Let me reset that because it would be too confusing. Let's do this. 1, 2. Let's make these smaller. It's much easier. Okay, now we can save. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Basically copying this, but I'm not going to be doing the map over there. It's just going to be a planter bed, which was Ceyarrecks' idea to copy that over there and just have it as a planter bed. Okay. That's my first smaller one that's not 2.75. Copy that one. Third one. Fourth one. Fifth one. And sixth one. Nope. Let's see, sixth one. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7th. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to rotate that. Ooh. So rotate it 90 degrees? I think that's right. So it has to be, if I just did rotate, if I put 90 here and push rotate, it would rotate them in their spot. So this one, instead of this way, would be going this way. Same thing. The ones on the side would be going this way, but they'd all stay here. It would rotate them in their spot. I need the whole group to rotate 90 degrees. So I need to do a group modify and do 90. And let's see, if I did myself as the center point about here, see, that'd be -26.6 and 47.6. -26.6 and 47.6. And apply, save, probably went the wrong direction. No, it's there. It's just not quite far enough over. There. And it looks like it's the right setup. It just needs to move that way. So, let's try 10 to the southwest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How far was that one? Let's try 9 to southwest. A little too far. Let's try 1 northeast. Too far. Now we're getting into the lower numbers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty close between the two. So that will work. Now the only concern that I actually had is that it's really tight fit here. I mean, people can still get by, but it's a little bit of a tight fit. So maybe I should move it this way a little bit. So southeast. One, 2, 3. Okay, I think I can go a little bit further. 1, 2. Might be too far. Nope, that's good. Grass isn't showing through. Not worried about it on this side. Now, there's no collision, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm not going to put a planter in there just to wall in my planter. Okay, so I've got to put in my dirt, and I need to put in my other flowers. Do this one for now, there. And that one there, and then I'll do the other one in the middle, and I'll put in my dirt, and that will be done. So the very next episode I will be finishing off the station and the rest of the decor for the Kinos Aqueducts log flume. I'll do the patchwork, and I will finish the flower bed and the pathing, and probably at the end of that episode I will list what the voting was for the next city area that we're going to work in. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks.